Hello, everybody. This is Tim here again. Here with another movie review. This time for the movie Skylines, the sequel to Skyline and Beyond Skyline. Now, personally, I enjoyed the movie Beyond Skyline a little bit better than this because I like Frank Grillo as the lead in that one, and I like the goofy action of that one just slightly better than this. All in all, though, this was a solid B movie. If you don't know about these films, if you haven't seen the first two, I wouldn't recommend going into this third one without having seen the first two. They give a brief recap of the other two movies at the beginning of this one, but still, you probably will still be a little bit lost if you haven't seen the first two. Pretty much the character of Rose, who was the daughter of the people from the original one, who's like an alien human hybrid in this one. They're going to go to the aliens' home planet to get this device that's going to be able to change all these other, pretty much the aliens, they invade Earth and they take out people's brains, kind of like a B movie plot, and they put them inside like these drone bodies so they can replenish their ranks. And some of them are able to like retain their human memories so they stay human, but they're inside like alien bodies, alien shells. And so, but they're starting to like defect or become defective, and they're turning back into like their alien. Their minds are turning alien, and so they have to go to the aliens' home planet to get this device that's going to be able to make a serum or whatever to turn all these, I guess, human hybrids back into normal. So this one girl named Rose, who's the main character, who was introduced as a child in the second movie and who was unborn in the first movie, and her parents were in that one. Her dad was exposed to like this blue light that the aliens emit over and over, and she was too, or the mom was too, and that's what caused the baby to come out as like a hybrid. So it's able to like control alien technology and shoot laser blasts from her hands and stuff. And she has to take them to the aliens' home planet so she can go there with basically a military squad so they can get the device. And my favorite character in this is like her roommate. Is like this. He's one of the hybrids. He's really funny. Just the stuff he says all the time, like sarcastic, very sarcastic. Like they'll be in a situation and he'll say something in alien language, but at the bottom of, or he'll say something, trying to speak, but of course it comes out different than humans because he's a hybrid. So then it has subtitles at the bottom, and he's like, "We're shit out of luck." He was like my favorite character. I thought he was funny. Um, the military unit, most of them are kind of just okay at the beginning, but once their characters start getting more fleshed out, they actually do a good job here in fleshing most of the characters. Or fleshing at least the main ones you notice, or that gives the most screen time to, out and good enough to where you enjoy seeing them. The main girl, Rose, pretty much quit the military because she was fighting some aliens, and one of her own ships was in the way, and she had to blast through it in order to kill the aliens. So that's pretty much why she quit. And you find out later that the dude is like the second in command or whatever. You find out that his sister was aboard that ship. So it makes for some interesting drama between the two. And basically, he learns to trust her and understand that, she did all she could do at that point. She didn't, she wasn't an inhuman monster. She had to do it in order to destroy the enemy. There was no choice. So, and they go to the home planet, and twist here is that the military, we actually find out, are the ones that have unleashed the virus, and they're what's causing the aliens, or the hybrids, I should say, to go die off. But the problem here is that the military guy, he's doing it because he wants to kill them off because he sees them like an abomination because they're hybrids. But what it does is it makes them like go back to their alien base instincts that they were trying to be programmed with, and they start going crazy and killing humans. So basically his plan is to make them go crazy, kill humans, and then eventually have them die off from the virus. So it doesn't really make any sense. He's doing it to what he sees to protect the human race and give the Earth back to the 100% humans. But at the same time, these things are going to kill humans, and it's going to be hard to wipe them out. So you're taking a chance no matter what. So the plot here is kind of weak, but the action is good and the characters are well done. So it's not too bad. Special effects are good as well. The people who work on these films are special effects artists. I believe they even directed the first one. They do a good job here. The first Skyline I haven't reviewed, but I remember it being like an all-right film. Once again, an all-right low-budget B movie, just like all three of these films. And you can tell they got the low budget doesn't really show most of the time in this one or the second one, really. Except when you start to notice like certain things. Like they send like a small military unit to do this mission on this alien planet. But, in a bigger budget movie, they would have a lot of extra military guys to have extra fodder to be wiped out for the action. Also, when they get to the other planet, there's like the virus that we find out the military also released the virus on the aliens' home planet, and it's killed pretty much all of them. But some of them it's caused to like mutate into like these creatures who camouflage like Predator, and they just go around killing them. The military unit that's sent there, Rose and her men. It makes for some good, decent action. There's like this Asian guy though who's on the ship as like a pilot or a medical advisor, I forget which, or a medical officer. And he doesn't really do anything in the movie. He didn't really have any reason to survive. But when it gets to the end of the movie, all at once he just whips out kung fu like randomly. Like we had no idea this character could do this. It's just like we just accept it because he's Asian. It's just and the fight's good. He's good martial arts wise. But at the same time, it's like why does this character live? I have no idea. He doesn't really do anything in the movie till the climax. Um, like I said, the action is good. You find out one of the main alien creatures is actually still alive on the home planet. He wants to take vengeance on the humans for wiping them all out. Even though technically these guys started this because they came to Earth in the first movie to harvest human brains. So it's like, it's your own fault. And you're in this situation. So he wants to wipe the humans out. So he sneaks aboard the ship at the end after the military guys betray him. And one of the military guys, who's the brother of the girl or whatever that was killed on the ship by the main character Rose. He joins forces with the Rose character. Most of the acting in this is actually good, surprisingly, for a B movie. He joins forces with her and her alien comrade, and they decide to go to the ship and stop the military from wiping out the human hybrids. And you get some, like I said, you still get some good action. The martial arts fight between the Asian guy, it's good. But I still don't know why he lived. The main villain, who's like the military commander, he gets like ripped in half by the alien who wants vengeance against the humans. That was kind of a cool effect. Reminded me though of the movie Aliens when Bishop gets ripped in half, which is pretty funny because this is called Skylines, plural, just like Aliens. So yeah, no coincidence there. This movie takes from like Aliens and Predator, which makes sense. It's a B flick, but it does it well. We get to the ending climax, and the girl shows back up on Earth. One other thing is the movie like keeps cutting back to Earth. You didn't really need that. You could have just had it to where like the girl comes back to Earth and then the hybrids haven't like changed in the psychotic yet and they just get all helped or whatever. I'm just not sure you really needed the Earth stuff, or at least not most of it. I guess it's there just to pad out the running time, but you could have cut some of it. You didn't really need all that much. You could have just had like one scene towards the end of the movie before Rose and company comes back to Earth just to show that the hybrids are starting to go completely crazy and they're getting ready to kill everybody. She shows back up there. She takes they pretty much cure all the hybrids, so it's a happy ending. And we find out her stepfather from the second movie, who was Frank Grillo, was sent away by the military guy. You get the idea that he was killed, but then you find out at the end of the movie that he was actually locked up in like a prison somewhere or whatever. I guess on another planet or something. And the movie ends with Rose and the rest of the crew going off to go get him, which is you could kind of see that as a sequel setup, but really there's no reason for a sequel to this because everything's pretty much tidied up here. All the aliens on their home planet are pretty much dead except for the mutated ones, and they don't have any sense to operate technology or anything, so there's really no reason for a sequel to this. This pretty much ends the trilogy. So all in all, I'd give this a 3 out of 4. It's a solid B flick. It's not anything to like write home about, like amazing or mind-blowing or anything, but it's a good B movie. I'd just say it's slightly weaker than Beyond Skyline for me because I just enjoyed that one a little bit more. I think I remember giving that one like a 3.5, as in like a pretty good B flick, enjoyable time. The first one is the weakest of this trilogy, which I haven't seen in a long time, but I remember it being still like all right for a low budget B flick. Like I said, all three of these movies are better than Independence Day Part 2, easily. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again.